Happy May 4th, everybody. Today is Unit 13, Day 6. May the 4th be with you. I've never actually watched Star Wars, so, don't really know much about that. Please have out a reference table and your packet if you'd like, but you also need a blank sheet of paper. Today we're going to do some whiteboard review to prepare for your quiz, which is tomorrow. Remember, I always take the best of the 2 attempts. So quiz tomorrow. After you're done with this video, please complete the skill check on acid-base theories, just so you're more comfortable with problems that will be seen on your quiz. So blank sheet of paper, you want your reference table out. Remember, Table K, those list your acids. Table L lists your common bases. Use those to help you identify. If they're not on Table K and not on Table L, it's either a salt, meaning metal and nonmetal, metal and polyatomic, or none. When I mean none, I mean it's organic, like a ketone, an alcohol, something like that. So pause the video, answer these questions. All right, so for A, I have CH3COOH. I'm going to look at Table K first, and it is at the bottom of Table K. So that means that this must be an acid. Remember, this is the exception for the organics. If you see a Cu on the end, that means it's an organic acid. It's the only organic substance that acts as an acid or a base. Good. All right, for B, KCl. It's not on Table K or Table L. It is either a salt or none of the above. Well, there's no carbon, so it can't be organic, and it's a metal and a nonmetal. So that means this is a salt. For C, I check Table K, which are my acids. It's not there. I check Table L, which are my bases, and it's found at the bottom of Table L. So this is a base. For D, it's not on Table K and not on Table L, so I need to figure out, is it a salt or is it something else? Well, there's no metal in here, and there's no polyatomic, and I've got a carbon and hydrogen chain, and then OH at the end. This is an alcohol, so this falls under the none category. For E, I have Ca parentheses OH2. I check Table K, my acid table, it's not there. I check Table L, my base table, and it is found as the third one down. That is calcium hydroxide, which is the base. For F, I check Table K, which are my common acids, and it is about halfway down. This is sulfuric acid, so this is an acid. For G, I have Na3PO4. That is not found on Table K or L, so it's not an acid or a base. So it's either a salt or it's an organic compound. Well, there's no carbons, no hydrogen, so it can't be organic. And here I've got a metal and a polyatomic, so this must be a salt. And then the last one, CH3OH, not on Table K. Not on Table L, there's carbons and hydrogens out front, and then an OH, but it's not a Cu. So this is none. This is an alcohol once again. Good. So practice 1, make sure you know to use Table K to find your acids, Table L to find your bases, and figure out if it's a salt or if it's an organic substance like an alcohol. Question number 2, the table below is compiled from data, and they want to say at which pH would all 3 indicators appear yellow. So you don't have to use table M because they're giving you an indicator table here, so pause the video. All right, to do this problem, you're going to start with the pH of 1.9, and you're going to look at bromethymol blue first. So the pH of 1.9 is below 6.2. So that means if it's less than the number on the left, it's the color on the left. So it would be yellow and bromethymol blue. Good start. Let's check thymol blue. pH of 1.9. That falls between 1.2 and 2.8. When it falls between the two numbers, it's a mixture of the two colors, and red and yellow make orange. So that means that choice A is out. Whoop, I'm throwing things around. All right, B, 2.9. 2.9 is less than the number on the left for bromethymol blue, so it's yellow in bromethymol blue. Let's check thymol blue. 2.9 is greater than 2.8, so it's got to be the color on the right, which is yellow. And then in methyl orange, it's less than 3.1, so it's red. So that's not going to work because I need them all to be yellow. pH of 4.7. That's less than 6.2, so it's going to be yellow. In thymol blue, it's greater than 2.8, so it's going to be yellow. And in methyl orange, it's greater than 4.4, so it's also going to be yellow. So choice C is the one where the pH is going to give you yellow colored for each of these. D is wrong because 8.7 is greater than 7.6, and that would give you a color of blue. So that's out. So make sure you know how to use your indicators. Number 3, which substance yields H+ as the only positive ion in an aqueous solution? So pause the video. All right, H plus is the only positive ion in solution is the definition of an acid. So I'm looking for which one of these is an acid. Now notice these are all organic, and there's only one type of organic compound that produces an acid, and that is, if you see the Cu, your organic acid. So you should have had choice C for this one. All right, number 4, which two compounds are electrolytes? Pause the video. Remember, electrolytes are substances that conduct electricity in water. Acids, bases, and salts are all considered electrolytes. Things like alcohols and sugars are not. So let's go through each of these. If you look at A, KOH is on table L, which are your common bases. So this is a base. CH3COOH, that Cu on the end, that tells us it's an organic acid, and it's also found on table K, so this is an acid. So acids and bases are electrolytes, so choice A. I can eliminate B because even though this is a base, this is organic. This doesn't conduct electricity. I can get rid of C because this, where you have hydrogens and carbons out front and just an OH on an end, is an alcohol, and alcohols do not conduct. This is an acid, but I need both to be electrolytes. Same thing down here, this is an alcohol, and this is an organic substance, so these don't conduct. So remember, acids, bases, and salts conduct. They'll try to trick you up with alcohols. All right, question number 5. Given this reaction, identify the acid, the base, the conjugate acid, and the conjugate base. Remember, for these types of problems, you're going to use BAAD. All right, whenever you're doing these, you need to first come up with your conjugate pairs. Conjugate pairs differ by only one hydrogen. So here's my first conjugate pair. HSO4 and SO4 only differ by one hydrogen. And then HPO4 and H2PO4 also only differ by one hydrogen. So make your brackets, then figure out for each bracket, did you gain or did you lose a hydrogen ion? So going from HSO4 to SO4, I lost a hydrogen along the way. As I go from HPO4 to H2PO4, I gain a hydrogen. Well, where did that HPO4 get the hydrogen from? It got it from the HSO4. So the HSO4 gave a hydrogen to the HPO4. Then you remember your phrase, BAAD, bases accept, acids donate. This must be my acid because it is a donor, and the HPO4 must be a base because it's an acceptor. The acid is always bracketed with its conjugate base, and the base is always bracketed with its conjugate acid. So that's how you would do that one. All right, so number 6. Which substance is the hydrogen ion acceptor in this problem up here? So pause the video. Once again, you want to remember the phrase BAAD, bases accept, acids donate. And remember, when we're talking about this type of theory, it's no longer hydroxide. We're just talking about the hydrogen ion. An H plus acceptor is your base. So I want to know which one of these is the base. So I still have to do my bracketing. So here's one conjugate pair, here's another. I then need to figure out, going for each, did it gain or lose a hydrogen? Going from HSO4 to SO4, I lost a hydrogen. Going from H2O to H3O, I gained a hydrogen. Well, where did that water get the hydrogen from? It got it from the HSO4. So what this means is that the HSO4 is the donor, so it's the acid. The H2O is the acceptor, making it the base. The acid is always with its conjugate base, and the base is always with its conjugate acid. So which substance is the H plus acceptor? It's your base, which is the water in this case. All right, and 2 more. When dissolved in water, an Arrhenius base yields what? I put table E up here to kind of help you, but pause the video. Remember, when you put a base in water, it's going to produce OH minus ions. If you don't remember what an OH minus ion is, it's a hydroxide ion. So it'd be choice C. Hydrogen is an acid. Hydronium also goes along with an acid, and oxygen doesn't go along with anything. Okay, and your last problem. In the reaction, H2S plus NH3, double-sided arrow, NH4 plus HS minus, the 2 Bronsted-Lowry bases are what? So they want the base and the conjugate base. So pause the video. Remember, once again, when you're asked These type of problems, it's BAAD, bases accept, acids donate. Here's my first conjugate pair. They differ by only one hydrogen. Here's my second conjugate pair. Going from H2S to HS, I lost a hydrogen ion. Going from NH3 to NH4, I gained a hydrogen ion. Well, where did that NH3 get its hydrogen from? It got it from the H2S. So remember, bases accept, acids donate. The acid is always bracketed with its conjugate base. The base is always bracketed with its conjugate acid. So the two bases in this case would be the NH3 and the HS minus, which is choice A. So remember to do the skill check now that you've done a couple practice problems. Your quiz is tomorrow, 2 attempts. Have a good one.